everyone, I'm Eddie B. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, go and hit the subscribe button. And guys, just a side note, I am hands-free with this camera, so I'm not doing anything dangerous by recording while I'm driving. I'm keeping my eyes on the road as well. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the truth of speed limiters on semi-trucks. Now, I've covered a topic before, and I'm covering it again because the topic is popping up on the Asian Mai Show. So I am calling him out because the source that I've seen where he got it from is not really 100% reliable, and I'm going to tell you why. But first, let's get into why speed limiter mandate would be stupid. So if we limit the trucks, let's do an example of 60 miles an hour. I'm not going to do 65, I'm going to do 60. And the speed limit of cars is minimum of 65, from anywhere from 65 to 80 miles an hour or 85, depending which state you're from. Now, if one truck, let's say, decides to pass another truck going slower, they're going to be locked up at the same speed. It's going to take miles and miles for them to pass, which is going to happen to this. Somebody is going to be in the left lane and smack into the semi that's going to be passing. Or what can happen is what happens in California, which is dangerous. If the truck that wants to pass merges over to the passing lane at 55 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour, wants to pass the semi going slower, it can pull out in front of another car that's going to smack and rear end the trailer of the semi. Now, another thing that could happen is people get impatient behind these two semis and try to overtake on the shoulder. And when that happens, oftentimes the car may spin out, hit a bump run, hit the grass or hit gravel, and it's just simply going to be spin out and just smack into the semi, and it can be a lot more dangerous. And another thing, guys, is the fact that going 60 miles an hour yourself, a person might not notice the truck going 60 miles an hour and smack into the back of the semi. And what else is it going to cause? Well, it's going to cause lockups. It's going to be more traffic jams everywhere because of that. People are going to be more mad, a lot more road rages because of that. And also, guys, there's going to be a lot more deaths than actually less. And also what's going to happen, guys, is the supply chain going to be corrupt. I just say it's going to be so messed up that going from point A to B, either they're going to be paid more to do the load, which is essentially what's going to happen, and basically your stuff going to be way more expensive on what you buy in the store. Same thing with gas prices going to go up because of that. And basically, what else can happen because of that is the fact that you're going to be waiting for, let's say, your car from Japan or something 2 times as long instead of getting it sooner, all because of the speed limit mandate. Because let's listen to this. If I can drive the speed limit, which for most trucks is 70 miles an hour that most trucks drive. I mean, a lot of trucks do 75 and 80, but that's getting more dangerous. But on average, trucks will do 70 miles an hour, where they're not too bad on fuel either. And what's going to happen is, let's say you're driving 70 miles an hour, you get close to around 650 to 750 miles a day put down, or around 630. And that's a big difference when you do 60 miles an hour mandate, because if that happens, you're going to be driving anywhere from 500 to 600, depending where you're driving, miles per day. And that's 100 miles a day average less. And if you take that into account, that in a week, that could be up to 700 miles a week per truck. 700 miles on the 60 mile an hour zone would be almost 2 extra days of driving just to get there. So you'd be waiting on stuff on average per truck 2+ extra days of driving. So that's going to be that other issue. Now, FMCSA, please listen to this, and please do not do this mandate. I know from a source from Asian My Show and from something I read online says June 2023, June 30th, they're gonna be thinking about either passing this law or not passing this law. And basically, guys, we're gonna find out later. But if they do pass this law, and a lot of us truckers opposed to the speed limiter rule, FMCSA, we truckers are angry. We're gonna be angry because you didn't listen to us. You didn't listen to our comments. You just still kept pushing your own stuff. Basically, doing a speed limiter mandate would hurt us, and it would make the roads a lot more dangerous. It's not going to make it less safe. Actually, keeping it at 70 miles an hour would actually keep it safe. Now, here's what gets confusing, why I'm not going to post any links in the description below of where I get the sources. Because the Asian My Show posted that they're going to be June 30th, 2023, but I couldn't find anything from the FMCSA website so far. Like when I Googled everything, I couldn't find, the only thing I found was an article that says they're going to be reviewing this and seeing if they're going to pass it on June 30th, 2023. And it's still unreliable because I couldn't find a link to where they got this information. And also, the speed limit mandate rule that they're going to set is unknown. I keep seeing stuff for 60 miles an hour, for 65 miles an hour, for 68 miles an hour, for 70 miles an hour. So we do not even know what the set speed limiter rule would be. And we do not know if it's only applying for new trucks coming out of the factory or if it's current trucks or all together, because I keep getting mixed reviews. I'm hoping that if they do pass this, it's going to be only for the new trucks coming out of the factory, which they're already doing. And that's like 68 miles an hour or something like that. So yeah, guys, that's what's going on currently. I hope they don't pass this. FMCSA, please listen to us truckers and don't let this happen. Now, the good news, guys, is from the articles that I did read or heard, it looks like that it's going to be 2004 and older trucks are not going to be affected. So, my opinion, because I'm still a company driver, once I switch to owner operator, I'm looking for a truck that's like year 2000 or older engine. So either a glider engine or a truck that age or equivalent. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for, and hopefully they're not going to mandate even my truck. But either way, some trucks cannot, they're mechanical engines, so you cannot switch the speed. They're limited by the revs. Also, guys, in my personal opinion, this was going to happen. If the speed limit rule is going to be set, a lot of truck drivers will go out of business in terms of, because they want not because they're forced to, it's because they don't want to deal with all these rules. So a lot of them are going to be leaving the industry, so we're going to be really short on drivers then. And that's the same for me. Like, if there's going to be so many rules that I won't be able to do trucking the way I want to, I'm going to leave trucking, and I might be still in the freight division and move to a sprinter van, or I might do something else entirely. So hopefully FMCSA doesn't decide to do all this nonsense. Alright, guys, I'm Eddie V. Thank you for watching this video. And FMCSA, if you see this video, please take consideration into what I'm saying. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys.
Not canceled.
Guys, I'm Eddie V.
2004 turn right.
Driving attempt on the 6 Series.